So we're always talking about affirming and doing techniques to saturate our minds with the new story ताकि हम पुरानी स्टोरी को ट्रैश कर सकें और नई स्टोरी को embody कर सकें या at least हम नई स्टोरी को internalize करना start कर दें जो हमारा नया normal बन जाए basically. So this video is basically going to be about that. One second. Oh, okay. So it's going to be about how to affirm. Literally everybody knows how to affirm. There's no rocket science, and you can find आपको बहुत सारी जगह literally इतनी अच्छी advice मिलेगी बहुत सारे लोगों से. So this is my take on it, and probably a lot of people already do this because I've also learned from people around me, but ultimately having tried out most things, मुझे लगता है कुछ चीज़ें ज़्यादा बेहतर work करती हैं मेरे लिए, but that's because of the experimentation that I have been doing. So basically हम affirm कैसे कर, at least मैं कैसे affirm करती हूँ. मेरा बहुत simple है. मैंने बहुत सारी चीज़ें try की हैं. Like I have tried closing my eyes and visualizing and trying to make myself feel as though I'm in the scenario. I have what I want. And that feels good, really good, because मैं बचपन से ही एक बहुत ही consistent daydreamer रही हूँ, and I love daydreaming, reading books and imagining scenarios. I love doing that. But when it comes to affirming specifically for a desire, when I do that, problem is that I start to get attached to the scenario, which is not an issue, but then I start dwelling and more on कब होगा, कैसे होगा, the how. Basically it starts to get to me. So, and then I started affirming like all day long, robotic affirming जिसको हम कहते हैं. And I would still also check for progress. Like I've tried scripting. Scripting sometimes feels very natural to me, but it works when I type in my computer rather than मतलब मैं typing करती हूँ like अपने computer पे Word document खोल के empty. I can make up scenarios or inner conversations with people that I am thinking about. Or if it's finances, I tend to do it internally, but I've realized that because of my schedule and my responsibilities, I feel like dedicating so much time to just consciously manifesting is a little tricky for me. I'm sure बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे होते हैं जो they're working or they have their own businesses, they have a full family life. उस process के अंदर dedicatedly time निकालना, खासतौर पर most brown households में जहाँ पर privacy का concept नहीं होता, which we can affirm and change, right? But I'm just saying, वहाँ पर dedicated long stretches of time निकालना to affirm can get a little tricky, right? So I got the opportunity to really affirm for what I want when I moved to Istanbul for my master's, and I have all the space and the time to saturate my mind with a completely new reality, to the point where I cannot associate with my old life anymore. Not to say that I won't acknowledge it if it's there. I'm just saying that doesn't really get to me the way that I used to, because यहाँ पर मुझे space मिला है, time मिला है, and I alhamdulillah I've been privileged enough to get this space to be able to think, right? And think in alignment with what I want, without interference, without externally people contradicting my thought process. मतलब ज़्यादातर ये होता है कि जब हम start भी करते हैं ना persist करना, firm करना या blah blah blah, तो होता है कि बहुत सारे लोग आके हमें एडवाइस दे रहे होते हैं कि तुम अपनी लाइफ में इस चीज़ पे ये करो, अब तुम इस एज पे हो, अब तुम ये करो, तुम्हें ऐसा करना चाहिए, तुम्हें यहाँ होना चाहिए. मतलब लोग आपकी लाइफ में वो वाले बेंचमार्क्स बनाना स्टार्ट कर देते हैं जो कि रेलेवेंट नहीं है आपके से, राइट? लाइक ओके, सो you're 24, 25, 26, 27, राइट? डिफरेंट एज के डिफरेंट एक्सपेक्टेशंस होती है सोसाइटी की. तो अगर आप खुद अकेले इंडिविजुअली एग्जिस्ट कर रहे हैं तो आपको फील होगा कि नहीं, आपकी कोई ऐसी ऑब्लिगेशन नहीं है कि आप उन एक्सपेक्टेशंस को मीट करो. बट व्हेन यू आर विद पीपल, आप अनइंटेंशनली अपने आप को क्रिटिसाइज करना शुरू कर देते हो कि आपने वो बेंचमार्क अभी तक क्यों नहीं रीच किया है और अब अभी इतना बिहाइंड क्यों है, right? Whereas you're supposed to walk a path which is completely different from everyone else. तो ऐसा क्यों होगा कि आप दूसरों को दूसरों के सेट किए हुए स्टैंडर्ड्स पे कंफर्म करो, राइट? तो दिस इज बेसिकली नॉइज एंड आई अंडरस्टैंड कि जब आपके इर्द गिर्द हर इंसान, every human being and their mother and father and cousin and brother and sister and friend and husband, wife, children, XYZ, every person and their every relative and friend, they're out there to give you advice. It's noise, right? And it's hard to find your own voice. It's fish machli bazaar mein, fish bazaar, right? Whatever. So इसमें ना अपनी आवाज़ बोलना थोड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है. तो if you're lucky, which you can be, because if you affirm that people leave me alone, people will leave you alone. I promise you that. People leaving you alone means कि जो लोग आपको genuine आपका peace छीन रहे. So you want to create time for yourself. Okay, something that I learned from a YouTuber, I don't remember her name, but I think I'll write her name in my description, probably. I will, definitely. She talked about how she used to worry about time before, कि मेरे पास time नहीं है, मेरे पास बिल्कुल time नहीं होता. And then she switched her inner conversation and started saying that मेरे पास बहुत time है, like she has so much time. And I listened to her and it clicked that I was doing the same thing, because back then I was working a full-time corporate job. I was also running my business, starting to run it because I was learning how to do this. I was completely booked because I was totally undercharging and overcommitting. Then I was also working out. I was living with my family too. So I didn't acknowledge the blessings. I do. I'm just saying, I used to feel so rushed, and I was also helping a relative start their business. So because of the pressure that I felt that I was in, मेरे पास manifest affirm करने का खुद के लिए time नहीं हो रहा था. I was coaching people to do it, but I did not have time for myself. So जो मुझे ये समझ में आया कि I was doing this to myself, that मेरे पास time नहीं है, मेरे पास energy नहीं है, I'm tired, मैं थक गई हूँ. तो मैंने internal script जब अपनी change की ना, मैंने बोला कि I have so much time. I have so much time and peace. You know what happened? Like 2 months later, I was in Istanbul in my own apartment, in a big, huge apartment, alhamdulillah, in the safety of my home, a very nice landlord, my university 5 minutes walk away, my work 5 minutes to walk away. I had so much time, and I was being overpaid at my work, and I didn't do anything. All I did was be grateful, constantly say alhamdulillah, 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 even when I could see no, koi rasta nahi nazar aa raha mujhe. I'm in a new country, stranded, I don't know what to do. I'm just saying alhamdulillah. You know, a stranger helped me find an apartment on the bus stop. The stranger was on the bus stop, not the apartment, but there is a bus stop near my apartment. Anyway, point is, I was ready to embrace whatever God was giving me. मैं alhamdulillah किए जा रही थी. मुझे कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा था. I was just saying alhamdulillah the entire time. But before I was doing that, during the whole process, I slowed myself down, because I was so accustomed कि मुझे मेरा next project क्या है, मेरा next assignment क्या है, मेरा next deliverable क्या है, deadlines क्या है. Like I was so overworked. बचपन से लेकर मेरे corporate life तक मैंने एक month नहीं लिया था जो मेरी, like I could take a breath, you know. After graduating, I jumped into the job. 1 महीने का भी gap नहीं आया था, which is a blessing too. But my point is that suddenly I had all this time. An easy job, a very convenient, master's degree program that I could study easily, and I kept scoring like A grades easily. It was like my nervous system got a break, and I don't know why it happened. But then one day I was reflecting, and I thought, oh hey, wait, I manifested the time. I always had the time, but I was always मैं हर वक्त इतनी जल्दी में थी कि मुझे वो time मिल ही नहीं रहा था, और मुझे अचानक से time मिल गया. Now I could actually book clients and create value for them and for myself without, tiring myself. And then I could commit to my education and my work, and I could commit to so many things, but at the same time, मेरे पास बहुत time था to rest, to rejuvenate, and I had the flexibility to be free, to explore who I am as a person. I had time to give to my, manifestations. मतलब मैं अपनी चीज़ों के लिए affirm करना चाहती. Yes, on and off हम कर ही रहे होते हैं manifestation, तो कोई off button होता ही नहीं है, हर वक्त हो रही होती है. तो I guess the topic of this video was supposed to be how to affirm, but I will say affirm मैं उसके बारे में एक और बना लूँगी. But अभी जो मेरा focus ये है, I feel like intuitively I want to tell you guys that create time in your life. Okay, slow down, create some stillness, because stillness you find so much. Because when you're still, it takes a lot of guts to be still in this world that's always moving. हर कोई कुछ ना कुछ accomplish कर रहा है, fight कर रहा है, achieve करना चाह रहा है. और बहुत guts और बहुत bravery लगती है to stop and just appreciate what you have right now and tell Allah or God or your universe, whoever you believe in. I believe in Allah, so I say thank you for what I have. Thank you for your protection. Thank you for the awareness that I can thank you, because जैसे मैं आपको thank you बोलूँगी अब मुझे कोई और reason दे देंगे thank you बोलने का, right? And when I slow myself down, I realize that I have so much to notice. मतलब मैं अपने आप को हर वक्त overstimulate क्यों करूँ? और जब मेरे पास time होगा, so naturally मैं अपना focus इधर direct कर सकती हूँ, left, right, wherever I want. तो मेरे पास agency आ गई ना ज़्यादा. So I'm freer. I am more relaxed. I want you to take away one thing from this video. Create time for yourself. Because time ऐसी चीज़ नहीं है जो आपसे भाग रही है. आप time से भाग रहे हो जब आप ये सोचते हो कि आपके पास time नहीं है. आप बरकत से भाग रहे हो जब आप ये सोचते हो कि आपके पास बरकत नहीं है. आपको बरकत earn नहीं करनी है. आपको rest earn नहीं करना है. आपको time earn नहीं करना है. You have all of those things right now. अभी है आपके पास. अगर आप चाहो तो, अगर आप notice करो तो आज के लिए take a breath, slow down. You've got this, you've got the time. कोई time नहीं गुजर रहा है, कुछ भी late नहीं हो रहा है, कोई जल्दी नहीं है. Be brave. अपनी story line को own करो, अपने लिए time create करो, और फिर बहुत सारा affirm करो for whatever you want. But फजूल में जल्दी में नहीं रहो. फजूल में stress मत दो अपने आप को. हर वक्त उलझन में क्यों रहना है? हर वक्त like किसी से compete क्यों करना है? I'm gonna end this with a story about how as a student मैं हमेशा बहुत like academically मैं inclined थी हमेशा से. मतलब I was always concerned about my grades, but I was always concerned about my grades, you know? मैं कभी भी competitive नहीं थी. मुझे competition actually जब भी मुझसे कोई compete करता था ना मुझे एक ही लगता था. And I used to not take part in competitions. I'm not going to say that's a very healthy thing, because you should. Competitiveness भी एक skill है, I guess. But मुझे लगता है कि हम सबका अपना path है. Like maybe you think competition is good, but I think we all have our own paths and destinies, right? हम अपने path को अगर walk करें, अपने path में अगर अपनी blessings पे नजर रखें, उनका शुक्र अदा करें, और दूसरों की life से अपने आप को compare ना करें, तो we become free. हम एक intentional creation है. I always say this because this is a quote by my favorite author, A. Helva, who wrote The Secret of Divine Love. And I love that book so much. That was a bike. Yeah. Bikes in Istanbul. Anyway. आप अल्लाह की बनाई हुई, अपनी गॉड की बनाई हुई एक इंटेंशनल क्रिएशन हो. आपको क्यों लगता है कि आप एक किसी और इंसान की डुप्लीकेट बन सकते हो या बनना चाहते भी क्यों? आप अकेले काफ़ी नहीं हो. I hope this reminded you of your power, your ability to create space, to create time in your life, and your ability to get everything you want, because Allah ने आपको सब दिया हुआ है. आपको सिर्फ access करना है. Slow down. You've got this. You've got everything. What are you rushing for? Stop. Okay? Stop planning your next move on the calendar. Stop planning your wedding. Just for the next 5-10 minutes, just relax. Tell yourself you've got enough time, you've got enough space, you've got enough wealth, you've got enough love. जो भी चाहिए, you already have enough of it. Start there. अपने आप को थोड़ा time दो. Say? Jaldi, like, if this doesn't resonate with you, it's okay. You don't have to agree with me. We're different people. Okay? We don't have to agree on the same things. But it's just my this is what I think of things, right? I don't even like to call myself a manifestation coach, because manifestation is it's a life thing. It's not one specific niche that I want to make videos on. Like, I'm a full multi-dimensional human being, and I have different aspects to my personality, and I want to share that, because अपने आप को मैं एक आइडिया में कन्फाइन नहीं कर सकती. कौन कर सकता है? मतलब किसी इंसान की कोई एक आइडेंटिटी हो सकती है. Like, if I had to classify myself as something, I would say I'm a Muslim, but beyond that, I'm limitless, and so are you. So, okay, all right. I hope you have a nice day and an even better Ramadan. I'm also, before I end the video, I want to say that I am running a boot camp for women. It's exclusively for women, and we're consciously trying to create an environment where we, expel all limits and focus on persisting in our new stories and enjoying the journey rather than making it stressful and full of anxiety. So if you're interested, it comes with Q&A and discussions and daily reminders and live Q&As, live sessions too. I'm gonna hold live sessions too. So if you're into it, please you can DM me on my Instagram. It's tagged in. It's there on my YouTube. Okay. All right. Bye.